Ladies and gentlemen, look, I just have a quick question. When people get the Holy Ghost, how come they don't get the Holy Ghost while they on the airplane traveling to another state? How come they don't get the Holy Ghost when they driving in traffic across a bridge? How come they don't get the Holy Ghost when they skiing, when they go skiing? How come they don't get the Holy Ghost when they're at the zoo or a circus? You know what I was saying? Because everything starts in your brain. It's just like having a wet dream and there's no penetration and nobody touching you. There's no contact. But you can have a wet dream and have an orgasm in your sleep. And I was saying, like, humans are rhythmic people. It's just like when a baby stands next to a speaker and starts dancing. And, like when you hear music, you walk by music in the street, you hear music, you might start dancing or move your body to the music. And then lyrics are indoctrinating because they say the same thing over and over again. That's why I say love songs are stupid, because they say some of the dumbest shit. And then you find yourself, if the rhythm catches you, you find yourself repeating the lyrics over and over again. And most songs don't have good lyrics. They just say dumb shit, but the music catches you and you get caught up into the music. The same thing with hip hop. Most hip hop songs wouldn't be shit without a good beat, without a fat beat to it. Because the beat is what catches you. Most people don't pay attention to the lyrics. Like most love songs say the dumbest shit you ever heard. Ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no valley wide enough to keep me away from you. But the rhythm catches you. And it's the same thing with the preachers in church music. Because the music is what grabs you. Imagine going to church and it didn't have music. You don't see people catching Holy Ghost in churches that don't have music. It's always the music, and it's the preacher saying what he's got to say, and that's how it catches you. And the main reason these women go to church is because they done fucked and sucked everybody, and they feel guilty about it. But sex is a primal instinct. It's just like wanting food and water. Sex comes natural. But people have been indoctrinated and brainwashed to think that sex is wrong, and you going to hell for having sex and all that other shit. So people feel guilty about it, so they run to church when they get old and they want to get right with God right before they die. But in the late 50s, 60s, and 70s, they start going to church. And they go to church to get the Holy Ghost. And the Holy Ghost is their way of having an orgasm without somebody touching them. It's just like having a wet dream. There's no contact and there's no penetration. And you feel good because you like what the preacher's saying. And you feel good because the music done grabbed you. It's booch, 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 booch. And you jumping up and down and the music grab you, and the preacher be saying God and Jesus, and he coming back and he gonna make everything right, and them women be hooting and hollering and falling on the floor, and the dresses be going up in the air, and you can see their panties and shit. Jesus, Jesus, and they be going off. But how come they don't get the Holy Ghost? Like I said, when they're going to work, or when they're taking a shower, or when they're cooking. They only get the Holy Ghost in church. Because they like what the preacher's saying. The music sound good to them. And they just go in. You don't see Chinese people getting the Holy Ghost. You see Africans doing that, like when they in the Indians and shit. When they be doing that shit around the campfires and shit like that. Or when people be getting hypnotized and walking on hot coals and shit like that. That's when you see it. But everything starts in your brain. Everything. Sex starts in your brain. Love starts in your brain, because if you didn't have a brain, you wouldn't know what love was. Right? You ever see people in the hospital, they get shot in the head and they need a machine. They could still stay alive because their heart wasn't damaged. But you can still keep them alive, but then they become they're a vegetable now. And they can't move their hands and feet and stuff on their own. But if they got shot in the heart, they would die. Man, everything starts in your head. Everything starts in your head. Like I said before, your brain is not a leader. It's a follower that adheres to your ego explicitly. Alright, y'all, I'm out of here. Alright, peace.